God is in tears. God has been trying to warn you for hours. This is your final chance. Don't skip this. If you ignore this time, you will regret it deeply. Please open this message immediately before it's too late. Listen closely. You are not here by accident. God has seen your pain, your confusion, your silence when no one noticed you were breaking. This is not just another passing moment. This is a divine intervention. Heaven has been trying to reach you. Something is shaking in the spiritual realm, and this is your last chance before the door shuts. If you walk away now, you may miss the very blessing you've been praying for. Comment Amen if your heart is still open. Let me be very clear. What you're reading now is not random. God is speaking directly to your soul. You've been distracted, tired, spiritually numb, and secretly crying for help, and heaven has been knocking. God has been whispering through the chaos, through signs, dreams, and feelings that wouldn't leave you alone. But you haven't fully listened. This is your final warning before something shifts that you can't undo. There's a moment when heaven cries not because it's weak, but because it's watching someone it deeply loves ignore a lifeline. God is in tears because he's watched you drift. He's seen your heart harden, your prayers slow down, your spirit run dry. But still, he waits. Still, he sends a message, a call, a final attempt to bring you back before the enemy devours what's left. This is not fear, this is love wrapped in urgency. You don't know how close you are to either break through or break down. One step forward could shift your entire destiny. One more delay could cost you everything. God is not playing with you. The attacks you've been facing, the setbacks, the restless nights, they weren't just life being unfair. They were warnings. They were spiritual sirens saying, turn back, wake up, don't drift any further. You are standing in the middle of a war for your soul, and this message is the trumpet blast to awaken your spirit before it's too late. Please, if your heart feels anything right now, like even a small tug, don't scroll away. Don't turn this off. You're on the edge of something eternal. Like the 5 foolish virgins in the Bible who had no oil when the bridegroom came, you do not want to be the one left outside when the door is shut. Don't be too late. God is trying to save you from what you can't yet see. If this stirs your spirit even a little, I need you to like this video now, so others like you won't miss it either. God's presence is still with you, but time is running out. This isn't just about religion. This is about eternity, about who you are when no one is looking, about what happens when you're gone. Heaven has been silent long enough because it was waiting on your attention, but now it cries out. And when God cries, it's not because he is weak, it's because he loves that deeply. There is something God put in you that hell has been trying to crush since you were born. That's why your life has never been normal. That's why you've always felt like you were under attack. The calling on your life has attracted demons. The light inside you has drawn in darkness. But God has protected you, again and again, even when you didn't notice. It's his voice you're hearing now, one more time, calling you home. Comment 1111 if your heart believes you are being called right now. This is about your soul, your future, your peace. God is in tears because he sees what you're about to step into, and if you don't hear him now, you'll face storms you weren't meant to endure. He's been warning you in your dreams. You've felt it, those restless nights, that anxiety that doesn't make sense, those moments when everything feels loud and empty at the same time. That was not random. That was God trying to wake you up before the enemy seals the door. You've scrolled past too many warnings. You've silenced your own convictions. You've said, maybe later, too many times. But later is now. This is the moment you have to choose. Go back to your comfort and risk your calling, or surrender now and step into the safety of God's hand. His mercy is still reaching, but mercy doesn't last forever. The door is open today. Will you walk through it? You felt overlooked, but heaven has been watching. You've been misunderstood, but God understood every silent cry. He knows you're tired. He knows you feel like no one truly sees you, but He does. He's seen every heartbreak, every betrayal, every silent scream, and He still says you're worth saving. That's why He's warning you now. That's why this message found you. Don't wait for another sign. This is it. This is your final chance. Heaven is sounding the alarm. Hell is hoping you ignore it. Don't give the enemy that victory. Return to your first love. Return to the place where you knew God was real. Fall to your knees and ask Him to save you again. He will. But don't think there will always be time. You are not promised tomorrow. You are not even promised the next hour. God is saying, my child, I am still here, but you must listen now. This world is loud. It distracts you, tempts you, dulls your heart. But my spirit is louder if you would just be still. If you would just return, you don't have to carry the shame anymore. You don't have to hide your doubt. I see it all, and I still want you. But I can't force your heart open. I knock. Will you open? He's not asking for perfection. He's asking for surrender. You've tried doing it your way, haven't you? And it only brought more confusion, more pain, more emptiness. But the moment you let go and truly let Him in, everything begins to shift. Miracles begin where pride ends. Healing begins where surrender starts. And peace begins when you stop running. A neuroscientist says yes, a 9-word script, long buried in government files, can fire up a prehistoric brainwave that pulls money in faster. This breakthrough is already under legal pressure and could disappear any second. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. This warning is not to scare you, it's to save you. The days are darkening, the time is short, and the enemy is not playing fair. You were born for this moment, for such a time as this. Heaven has appointed this encounter, right now. You are reading these words because God has not given up on you, and He never will. But this is your moment to respond. Don't let this pass you by. God has kept you through accidents, through depression, through loneliness, through battles no one knew you were fighting. That wasn't luck, that was grace. And it's still covering you. But now He is calling you into purpose, into obedience, into protection. And if you ignore this call, you will feel the weight of it later. God doesn't force, but He warns. And this is the final one. Heaven has been watching you. The angels have been dispatched to protect you, even in your rebellion. But now, heaven is still, waiting, watching, hoping you turn back before the enemy takes what was meant to be yours. Don't wait for pain to bring you to God. Come to Him now, before the storm. He is your refuge, your rock, your rescue. Run to Him, not later, now. And if you stay, He will show you things you've been needing for years, things you've prayed for, cried for, and thought would never come. But listen closely. You can't afford to walk away now. Comment 222 if you trust this. There are battles coming that you don't even know about yet, and the only reason you've survived what you already have is because God has been going before you. You didn't avoid that accident by luck. You didn't survive that dark season because you were strong. You made it because He was covering you. But if you keep pushing Him away, there will come a time when His protection will no longer go where your disobedience leads. This is your warning, given in love, soaked in divine tears. Don't ignore it. Some of you have been running for so long, You've forgotten what it feels like to be still in God's presence. You've drowned out His voice with distraction and numbed your heart to conviction. But here it is again, His voice, softer than a whisper, louder than any storm. He's saying, "Come back. I miss you. I still choose you." The world may have tossed you aside. People may have given up on you, but God hasn't. And this may be the final call before your heart hardens beyond hearing. Let's talk about what this warning really means. When God says, "This is your final chance," it's not to punish you, it's to rescue you from what you can't yet see. Something is closing. A chapter, a door, a divine opportunity. And the enemy would love nothing more than for you to stay stuck in distraction and pride so that you miss it. But God is giving you one more chance to say yes, to return, to be made whole again before it's too late. Remember the parable of the prodigal son? He left the safety of his father's house, chasing something he thought was better. It left him broken, used up, and hungry. But when he came back, the father didn't shame him. He ran to him. That's what God wants to do for you now. He wants to run to you, wrap you in His arms, and restore what life has broken. But the son had to take that first step. You must take yours. Don't wait for things to get worse. Don't wait until your soul is dry and your spirit is numb. You don't need to hit rock bottom to return. You can turn around now. God is ready to redeem everything the enemy stole. Your joy, your peace, your time, your identity, He wants to restore it all. But you can't receive healing while holding on to rebellion. You can't receive breakthrough while staying in bondage. Something has to break. Let it be your pride. God's presence has never left your side, even when you didn't feel it. Even when you cursed His name in pain, He stayed. Even when you chose everything but Him, He waited. That's love. That's mercy. But even mercy has a window, and that window is closing. God is sounding the alarm because He wants you in His arms, not in destruction. He wants to bless you, but you must return to Him first. Comment 333 to declare your faith is still alive, even if it's only a spark. You may be wondering, why now? Why is this so urgent? Because you are standing at the edge of a spiritual shift. What happens next in your life depends on your response to God in this very moment. If you surrender, you'll walk into divine protection and purpose. But if you keep hardening your heart, you'll walk into storms that were never meant to touch you. This isn't emotional talk. This is spiritual truth. God has been trying to warn you for hours, maybe even years, through people, through scripture, through signs and dreams. But you've brushed it off, said it was just coincidence, explained it away. But deep inside, you know it was Him. That whisper in the middle of the night, that feeling of being watched over when you were alone, that time you should have lost everything but didn't. That was your Father, reaching out. There are blessings stored up for you, things that have your name on them in heaven, but they are released through obedience. You can't live outside of God's will and expect His promises to still rain down. He's waiting to release miracles into your life, but He needs your heart to be aligned, not perfect, not religious, just surrendered. And this is your moment to give Him what He's been longing for, your yes. You've believed lies about yourself for too long, that you're too far gone, that God wouldn't want you back, that your mistakes disqualified you. None of that is true. You are still chosen, still covered, still pursued by a God who doesn't give up. But He needs you to stop believing the enemy's voice and start trusting His truth. You are loved, you are called, and you are being warned because you matter more than you know. Could your brain be the reason you're still broke? Scientists just confirmed a 9-word sentence hidden deep in your subconscious maybe blocking money from your life. But now, you can reverse it. Say these 9 words, and wealth starts to follow you starting today. But the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. He's not just calling you out of sin. He's calling you into purpose, into freedom, into peace, into a life that isn't chained to fear, regret, or shame. You've tasted the world, and it didn't satisfy. You've tried doing it on your own, and it only drained you. Now, try Him. Give Him your whole heart, not just your Sundays, not just your crisis moments, all of it. And watch what He does with it. This warning is also a promise that if you turn now, if you listen now, if you come back now, He will receive you with mercy, with joy, with healing. And what the enemy meant for evil, God will turn for good. But it starts with your choice. Right here, right now. You won't get this moment back. Heaven is watching. The angels are ready. Don't delay. There are moments when heaven stops everything to reach one person, and this is one of those moments. You are that person. There's a spiritual urgency pressing against time, and God knows what lies ahead of you. He sees the traps being set, the wrong turns the enemy is hoping you'll take, the relationships meant to destroy your peace, the opportunities designed to distract you. He sees all of it, and He's not silent. He's been warning you, showing you, speaking in the quiet moments, and even in your restlessness. But your heart has been too full of noise to hear clearly. That's why He's shouting now. That's why He's in tears. You have no idea how close you are to missing something sacred. There's a divine appointment with your name on it, and if you don't change course, you will walk right past it. It could be the healing you've begged for, the breakthrough you've waited years to see, the peace you've never fully known, and it won't come by accident. It comes by returning, by surrendering, by finally listening when God says, "This is your final chance." You've been feeling the heaviness lately, haven't you? Like something's been off, but you can't explain it. You've been drained in ways that sleep doesn't fix. Your heart feels distant, and the world feels louder than usual. That's not a coincidence. That's the battle for your spirit intensifying. The more you ignore God's voice, the more the enemy presses in. But here's the hope. Even now, God is still reaching out to you. Even with all your wandering, He's still holding out His hand. Comment 555 if you believe God is still calling your name. There is a fire inside you that hell has tried to put out since your first breath. And every time you've survived what was meant to kill your faith, it was because God intervened. You've had moments where everything in you wanted to give up, but something held you. That something was God's hand, refusing to let you go, even when you let go of Him. And now He's asking, will you finally come home? Let go of your guilt. Let go of the shame. Let go of the pride that whispers you don't need help. God is not interested in punishing you for where you've been. He wants to redeem what's been broken. He wants to restore what's been stolen. But He can't do that if you keep pretending everything is fine. He can't heal what you won't bring to Him, and He won't fight for a space in your heart that you've already filled with idols. This is the truth. Your heart wasn't made to carry the weight of the world. It wasn't made to run on fear, anxiety, lust, pride, or bitterness. It was made to live in the presence of God, to be full of His peace. That's why everything else you chase leaves you feeling emptier. You weren't designed for the things you've been settling for. You were designed for Him. This life isn't just about surviving. It's about stepping into the fullness of what God has written over you. But you can't do that while your back is turned to the one who holds your destiny. You can't reach the promised land while clinging to Egypt. Something has to break. Something has to be left behind. And if you're willing, God will guide you into everything that's been waiting for you. You keep asking why things haven't changed, but God is asking why you haven't surrendered. You're praying for peace while holding on to chaos. You're asking for healing while reopening wounds. You're crying for direction while ignoring the one who leads. This is not to condemn you, it's to awaken you. God loves you too much to let you stay in this loop of spiritual survival. He wants more for you. Comment 1212 if you believe His plans for you are still alive. There are people attached to your obedience. There are lives you're meant to touch, voices you're meant to speak to, places you're meant to go. But you can't walk in divine purpose if you stay in rebellion. Every day you ignore God's call. You delay the healing of someone else. You were not saved just to survive. You were saved to shine, to lead, to speak, to break chains. But first, your own chains have to come off. And you've grown used to them, haven't you? The weight of sin has started to feel normal. The voice of the enemy has become familiar. But God is calling you out of that. You were not meant to live in spiritual numbness. There is more. There is joy you haven't tasted, freedom you haven't walked in, victory that still has your name on it. But you must choose, not tomorrow, not next week, now. God is in tears because He knows how much more you were made for. He sees your gifts buried under shame. He sees your heart that once burned with passion for Him now flickering. He sees your calling being choked by compromise. And still He calls. Still He waits. Still He reaches. But He won't wait forever. There comes a time when silence becomes judgment. And right now, you are in the moment between mercy and that silence. Why did 19,583 people suddenly become financially free last month? They all discovered a strange sentence, just 9 words long, buried in neuroscience research and once hidden by the FBI. Now they're paying off debt, traveling the world, and living in homes they never thought they could afford. If you're seeing this, you're lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. The door is open, heaven is calling, but it's your move. Will you let go of the lesser things? Will you stop trading eternity for temporary comfort? Will you trust Him enough to walk away from what's killing you slowly? The addiction, the relationship, the pride, the anger, the secret sin. He already sees it, and He's still offering you grace. But grace must be received. Forgiveness must be asked for. Change must be chosen. You may not feel worthy. You may feel too far gone. But God's love is not built on your record, it's built on His character. And He is faithful, He is merciful, He is ready to meet you right where you are. You don't have to clean yourself up to come to Him. You just have to come. Bring Him your mess. Bring Him your broken pieces. He already knows. He's just waiting for your surrender. And if you take this chance, this final warning, not as a threat but as a gift, everything can begin to shift. Heaven will open over your life. Protection will surround you. Doors you didn't even pray for will unlock. Miracles will begin, not because you earned it, but because you said yes to the one who never stopped loving you. This is a cry from the throne of grace, a final attempt to wake your spirit before you drift too far into what you can't come back from. You don't get infinite warnings. There is a line, and you're standing on it. This is a spiritual emergency. You may not feel it, but your soul knows. That heaviness on your chest, that ache in your heart, that strange emptiness that nothing fills. That's your soul crying for its creator. You've tried to quiet it with distractions, with relationships, with noise, with sin. But your spirit still cries out, and God hears it. In the syndetesval hour, in the customs. That's why he's in tears. He's been listening to the prayers you've forgotten how to pray, and now he's calling out before silence takes over. Don't get so used to grace that you begin to take it lightly. Grace is not a license to wander endlessly. It's a door to come home. And that door is open now, but it won't stay open forever. You've been warned before. Through people, through pain, through things that didn't make sense. All of them were whispers of God calling you back. But this is different. This is the final call before things shift. And not everything that shifts is gentle. God is saying, "My child, I have loved you with a love that has no end, but I cannot force you to choose me. You must turn to me willingly. You must say yes before it's too late." The world has numbed you. Your heart has grown heavy with disappointment. But you are not too far gone. You are not too broken. You are not too late. Not yet. But time is not on your side anymore. This is a sacred moment, a divine intersection. You can either bow now in surrender or fall later in regret. Comment 777. If your heart is open to hearing God's voice again, you think the way you've been living is normal because you've been in it so long, but it's not life, it's survival. You've gotten used to spiritual drought, but your soul remembers the rain. You've forgotten the sound of peace, but your spirit hasn't. That emptiness you feel every night, even when things seem okay on the outside, that's the place only God can fill. And until you let him in fully, that ache will only grow. Don't let routine and comfort be the reason you miss what God is trying to give you. He is not asking you to be perfect. He's asking you to be willing, to stop pretending, to stop making excuses, to finally lay it all down and say, "God, I can't do this without you." That's when things shift. That's when chains break. That's when the heaviness lifts. You've faced battles people never saw. You've had nights you didn't think you'd survive. And somehow, you're still here. That's not because you're strong. It's because God never stopped fighting for you. Even when you cursed his name, even when you said you didn't care, he never stopped loving you. And that same love is reaching for you now. Not to condemn you, but to save you. Some of you are battling sin in secret. You smile in public but cry in private. You've built walls so high even your closest friends can't see behind them. But God sees, and he's not disgusted by your mess. He's ready to step into it and redeem it. If you would just stop running, if you would just stop hiding. Healing begins when you get honest. And yes, it may hurt to come clean. It may be uncomfortable to face what you've buried. But the freedom on the other side is worth every tear. You were never meant to live in shame. You were meant to live in victory. But victory can't come where there is denial. God is calling you into truth, not to expose you, but to restore you. Comment 999 if you believe God still has something more for you. He does. He has so much more. But you won't find it where you are now. You have to move. You have to leave some things behind. There are people, places, habits, and thoughts that have to go. You've been dragging dead weight, and it's been slowing down your destiny. Let it go. Trust that if God is asking you to lay it down, it's because he has something greater waiting. The blessings God has prepared for you are not found in comfort. They are found in obedience, in trust, in surrender. You're praying for miracles while holding on to what's killing your faith. That's not how it works. You must let go of the counterfeit to receive the real thing. You must release control to receive peace. You must say yes before you see the outcome. God is not late. You are not forgotten. But you must respond. You must stop delaying. Stop assuming there will always be another chance. Heaven's warnings don't come often. and this is not one to take lightly. If God is crying, it's not because he's weak, it's because he knows what's coming, and he loves you too much to let you walk into it unprepared. Could a 9-word ritual really be your key to financially freedom? What sounds like fiction is now being confirmed by science. Harvard researchers and FBI documents point to a hidden brain center that, when activated, draws in abundance naturally. This 9-word prayer has helped over 19,000 broke people attract wealth and live a life full of abundance. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. Your life is not random. You were created with a purpose. There is something inside you that the world desperately needs. But it can't be released while you're entangled in things not meant for you. You've been chosen, set apart, marked by heaven. That's why your life has felt like a battlefield. The enemy sees your potential, but more importantly, God does too. And he's calling you higher. He's not calling you to religion. He's calling you to relationship, to closeness, to intimacy. He misses hearing your voice. He misses walking with you. That's all he's ever wanted, for you to walk with him again, like it was in the garden. No shame, no fear, just love, just presence. That's the life he's offering. Not one of guilt, but of grace. But you must decide. You must choose him over everything else. That's the cost of following Christ. But the reward is eternal. Peace that passes understanding. Joy that the world can't touch. Protection that no enemy can steal, and a purpose that makes every storm worth it. This moment is holy. You may never get it again. Don't treat it like noise. Don't silence the voice inside you that's stirring. That's God. That's his spirit. That's his love saying, one more time, come back to me. Don't wait until it's too late. Don't wait until the pain forces you. Choose now, run now, surrender now, before the door closes, before the warning becomes reality. One ignored call from God can create a distance that becomes harder and harder to cross. And that's why he's still speaking to you. Not because he's angry, because he loves you too deeply to stay silent. There's something sacred happening in this moment. If you could see in the spirit what's unfolding around you, you would fall to your knees in awe. The heavens are leaning in. Angels are watching. God's voice is breaking through every wall around your heart, and he's saying, I still want you. Not the version of you that the world expects, not the version that pretends everything is okay. The real you. The one you've been hiding behind fear, shame, and silence. He knows what you've been through. He knows the trauma you carry. He knows how many times you've almost walked away for good. And still, he's here. Still calling. Still crying. Still holding out his hand. That's not weakness, that's divine love. That's the heart of a father who refuses to let go, even when you've stopped reaching. You've been living in survival mode, carrying burdens you were never meant to hold. You tell yourself you're fine, but deep down you know something's not right. You feel the emptiness in your spirit, you hear the silence in your prayers, and still, you keep going like everything is normal. But God didn't call you to live a numb, distant life. He called you to live awake, alive in him, covered in his presence, filled with his spirit. Comment 1010. If your heart longs to feel close to God again, you were made for more. Not more money, not more status, not more attention, more purpose, more peace, more freedom. The kind of freedom that doesn't depend on your circumstances. The kind that anchors your soul even when everything else is falling apart. That kind of life only comes from one place, God's presence. And you can't find it if you're always running from him. Stop chasing what's draining you. That relationship you know isn't from God. That habit you keep justifying. That bitterness you've been feeding for years. You know it's not leading you closer to Him. You know it's stealing your joy. But you've convinced yourself you need it. You don't. All you need is Him. And He's ready to give you what the world never could. Real peace, lasting joy. A reason to wake up every day knowing your life matters. You've cried in silence long enough. You've battled anxiety, fear, and doubt without telling a soul. You've kept the pain buried because you didn't think anyone would understand. But God saw it all, and He's never stopped understanding you. He knows every detail of your heart, even the parts you try to hide, and He loves you anyway. That's not just comfort, that's truth. That's what grace looks like. If you think He's forgotten about you, you're wrong. If you think your mistakes disqualified you, you're wrong. If you think you've waited too long, you're wrong. He's still here, right now, not tomorrow, not next Sunday, now. You don't have to have the perfect prayer. You don't need the perfect words, just a surrendered heart. Just a whisper that says, God, I'm tired of doing this without you. He is listening. He is moving, and the only thing keeping you from what He's prepared is your hesitation. Let go of whatever is holding you back. That fear of failing again, that thought that it's too late, that pride that says you don't need help. Let it go. Run to Him. He won't reject you. He won't shame you. He'll restore you, and you'll finally breathe again. Comment 1515 if you believe it's not too late for you. There are moments in life that define us forever. This is one of those moments. Not because of the words being spoken, but because of what your heart is hearing. If your spirit is stirring, that's not emotion. That's the Holy Spirit moving. Don't ignore it. Don't push it away. Let it in. Let Him in. This is sacred ground, and God is standing right in front of you. You may be asking, what do I even do next? You surrender. You get real. You talk to God like He's your Father, because He is. You confess the weight you've been carrying. You admit the places you've shut Him out, and then you ask Him to take over. Not just your Sunday mornings, not just your crisis moments, your whole life, every part. That's how transformation begins. What do brain surgeons and billionaires know that you don't? This 9-word money code, once reserved for elites, is now being shared with everyday people, and the results are mind-boggling. Cash windfalls, cleared debt, and lifelong stress gone. But the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. And it will change everything. Not instantly, but deeply. Your heart will start to heal. Your mind will find peace. Your spirit will begin to rise. Because God doesn't just visit your life, He rebuilds it. He takes the rubble and creates beauty. He takes the chaos and speaks order. He takes the shame and gives you joy. This is what He does for His children. And that's what you are. You may have walked away, but you're still His. You may have failed, but He's still faithful. You may have forgotten Him, but He never forgot you. That's why He's still reaching. That's why He's still speaking. That's why this message found you. Because He won't stop until your heart turns back to Him. That's not desperation. That's relentless love. You were made to walk in the light, not in confusion, not in guilt, not in cycles of sin and silence. You were made to walk boldly with God, to wake up every day knowing you are loved, chosen, and protected. That's your inheritance as His child. But inheritance only comes when you come home. You have to return to receive what's been waiting. Heaven is ready to release what's been held back. Miracles, breakthrough, protection, restoration. But your heart has to be ready. God can't bless a heart that's closed to Him. He can't fill hands that are already holding idols. He's waiting for your surrender, not your perfection. He's waiting for your yes. This is your moment, a turning point, not because you're worthy, but because He is good. Not because you're strong, but because He is merciful. Let go. Lay it down. Let Him in. Before it's too late. Before your silence becomes distance. Before your hesitation becomes disobedience. Heed the warning. Receive the love. Step into what God has been holding just for you. That tear in your eye, the weight in your chest, the trembling in your soul right now, that's not just emotion. That's the presence of God pressing into your heart, pleading with love, saying, "Please don't ignore me this time." This moment you're in is not small, it's not random. It's eternity reaching into your timeline, giving you one more chance to turn around before you walk into something you weren't built to carry. God has been trying to get your attention for longer than you know. You've brushed it off, told yourself it wasn't that serious, distracted your heart with noise. But here it is again, undeniable, unshakable. This is your final call before the shift happens. Some of you have felt like God has been distant. You've prayed and it felt like nothing changed. You asked for signs, but the silence felt louder than any answer. But even in that silence, God was working. He was testing your heart, seeing if you would trust Him, even when you couldn't trace Him. And now, in His mercy, He breaks through with this warning, not to push you away, but to pull you closer than ever before. You've seen the world for what it really is. You've tasted what it offers, and it left you dry. You've followed paths that promised peace and found only confusion. And now God is asking, are you ready to come home? Because everything you've been looking for, peace, identity, purpose, healing, it's not out there. It's in Him. And the door is still open, but not for much longer. Comment 1717 if you believe this is God's sign for you. You can't ignore the timing. You didn't just happen to stumble on this moment. Your spirit was drawn here. Because deep down, even if you've been far, even if you've been cold, you still belong to God. You may have run, but He never let you go. He's the one who kept you breathing when you wanted to quit. The one who whispered when the darkness screamed. The one who covered you when no one else could see your pain. And now He's asking for your heart again. You don't have to understand everything to say yes. You just need to trust the one who's calling. Trust that if God is warning you, it's because something is coming that you're not prepared for without Him. This is not about fear. This is about love. The kind of love that won't stand back and let you walk toward destruction. The kind of love that stands in the way, waving its arms, shouting through the tears, "Come back before it's too late." There are things in your life right now that you know need to change. You've tolerated too much compromise. You've allowed yourself to drift, little by little, day by day. But drifting always leads to drowning when you don't notice how far you've gone. And God is throwing you a lifeline, not to judge you, to rescue you. But you have to grab hold. You have to stop pretending that you're fine and admit you need Him again. Your healing won't begin with pretending. It begins with surrender, with being honest, with laying it all down and saying, "God, I need you more than I need to protect my pride." He already knows your weaknesses. He already sees what you're hiding, and He loves you still. But He wants your heart, not your performance. He wants your trust, not your excuses. You've waited for a sign. This is it. You've prayed for confirmation. This is it. You've needed something to shake you. This is it. The world won't give you another answer. Your friends can't fix what's broken inside. No distraction can quiet the deep ache in your spirit. Only God can do that. And He's not just offering comfort, He's offering life, eternal, unshakable, real life. Comment Amen if you know in your heart that you need Him right now. If you could see the spiritual battle happening for your soul right now, you wouldn't wait another second. The enemy has been trying to blind you, to wear you down, to make you numb. Because a numb heart won't repent, a tired soul won't rise, but God is breathing life into your dry bones. He's restoring fire to where you felt cold. And if you respond, He'll give you more than what you lost. You may think you've gone too far, but God says, I still know your name. You may feel like it's too late, but He says, I still have time for you. You may believe you're unworthy, but He says, you are mine. That is the heart of your Father, not angry, not distant, but full of mercy, full of grace, and still holding out His arms to you. Why is the government desperate to hide this 9-word prayer? A shocking FBI leak has just revealed a simple 9-word prayer, now letting everyday people erase debt and attract unstoppable wealth. Verified by leading scientists and supported by Harvard research, this at-home ritual is turning financial stress into a life of luxury. Dream homes, new cars, luxurious vacations, it's all within reach. But the government could take down this secret any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. Don't look back at your past and let it define you. Look ahead to what God still has planned. There are chapters not yet written. There are blessings not yet released. There are moments of peace you haven't even tasted. But they're on the other side of surrender. They're waiting for the moment you say yes. Not halfway, not for a week, all the way. A full surrender that lets God rebuild your life from the ground up. This is not just about saving you from destruction. This is about positioning you for purpose. There are people who will find hope through your healing. There are souls attached to your story. That's why the enemy has been fighting you so hard. Because he knows your breakthrough is going to break chains for others too. But it starts here, with your choice. Don't wait for another tragedy to shake you awake. Don't wait for the pain to get worse. Don't wait until you've lost everything to finally say, God, I need you. Say it now. Whisper it if you must. Cry it if that's all you can manage. But say it. He's listening. And He's never been closer than He is right now. His tears are not to guilt you, they're to awaken you. To remind you of how deeply you are loved. How desperately heaven wants you back. You are not beyond saving. You are not disqualified. But you are being warned, and this warning is your mercy. This message is your miracle. Don't waste it, even while you built walls. Even while you chose everything but Him. He didn't walk away. He stayed, watching, waiting, crying. You don't see the tears of God, but they're real. They come from a place deeper than human grief because no one loves you the way He does. This is the final warning, not because God is tired of you, but because He knows what's ahead. There are things coming that you're not strong enough to face without Him. And if you ignore this now, you'll walk into storms without shelter. You'll face battles without armor. He's trying to save you from pain that hasn't even reached you yet. That's mercy. That's love that sees beyond your present moment and speaks into your future. God has been trying to reach your heart for so long, through signs you called coincidence, through closed doors you didn't understand, through the ache in your chest you kept ignoring. He's spoken through dreams, through people, through quiet moments when you almost listened. And now He speaks clearly. This is your moment, your turning point. Not tomorrow, not one day, right now. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to respond. Surrender doesn't require perfection. It only requires honesty. And some of you haven't been honest with God in a long time. You've been performing, hiding, covering your pain with smiles and your shame with distractions. But God is not fooled. He sees the heart behind the mask. And He's saying, I want that heart. The real one, the broken one, the tired one. That's the one I came for. Comment 222 if you're ready to give Him what He's been asking for your heart. There's a part of you that's tired of running, tired of pretending, tired of being strong when you know you're breaking. That part of you is crying out to come home, and God is ready to receive you. No lecture, no shame, just arms wide open. He's not waiting to punish you. He's waiting to restore you. But you have to walk toward Him. He will not drag you. He will not force you. That's not His way. He leads with love, and love gives you the choice. This world is trying to bury your calling. It wants to keep you distracted so you never realize who you really are. The enemy wants you busy, numb, broken, and silent. Because a child of God who is fully awakened is a threat to darkness. That's why your battles have felt so heavy. That's why you've been attacked in your mind, your identity, your relationships. The enemy knows what's inside of you, even if you've forgotten. But God never forgot. He never stopped seeing the real you. The one He created, the one He formed in the secret place, the one He called my beloved before anyone else even knew your name. And He's calling you back to that place, back to your identity, back to your purpose, back to the safety of His arms. You were not created to live in cycles of confusion, pain, and guilt. That's not your portion. That's not your inheritance. You are a child of the King. And if you would just believe that, if you would just return, He would remind you of who you've always been, not what the world called you, not what your failures called you, but what He calls you, redeemed, chosen, loved, His. Comment 333 if you believe He's still calling you that even now. There's a spiritual war over your soul. You may not see it, but it's real. And the choices you make right now matter, not just for your life, but for your eternity. God isn't speaking to entertain you. He's speaking to rescue you. Because the path you're on without Him doesn't lead to life, it leads to destruction. Slowly, silently, but surely. And He loves you too much to let you walk that road without warning. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to know how it will all work out. You just need to say, "Yes, God, I'm yours again." That's where everything begins. That's when heaven moves. That's when chains break. That's when healing starts. When a soul says yes to the one who created it, everything changes. Is it possible to attract money by simply speaking some miraculous words? This 9-word script, verified by Harvard and 6 neuroscience labs, proves you absolutely can. People are using it from their couch and reporting unexpected bank deposits, cleared debts, and upgraded lives. It takes less than 30 seconds. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. Don't waste this moment. Don't scroll past this like it's just another word. This isn't just inspiration. This is a divine interruption. God is stopping your day, your distractions, your doubts to speak directly to your heart, because He knows what's coming, and He wants you ready, covered, restored, protected. And it starts with surrender. You've felt distant, but the distance was never from God. It was from your heart. He's never left. He's been waiting on the other side of your silence. And all it takes is one step, one whisper, one broken but honest prayer. That's all it takes for the Father to run to you. Just like the prodigal son, He'll run. He won't hesitate. Because He never stopped loving you, not for 1 second. This is your open door. This is the mercy of God giving you one more chance, not to fear you into change, but to love you into freedom. Don't let pride rob you of peace. Don't let shame stop your return. Don't let the lies in your head speak louder than the voice of God in your spirit. You are still wanted, still called, still deeply loved. You may feel weak, but that's exactly where God moves. His strength is made perfect in weakness. His grace is enough to cover your yesterday and carry you into tomorrow. But you have to come back. You have to respond. You have to choose. Because heaven is watching and time is running out, God is still in tears, not because he is powerless, but because he is patient, because he feels what you feel, because he knows what you're losing. Every day you ignore him. And his heart is breaking not just for where you are, but for what you're missing. He sees the joy, the healing, the miracles, the purpose that could be yours, but only if you come. You can still feel. You can still hear. And that's the mercy of God working in your life, even now. He's kept your spirit from being completely hardened, and that's why this moment is holy. This isn't just another message. This is heaven standing at your door, knocking with urgency. God is not waiting to see how long you'll last on your own. He's not waiting to punish you. He's waiting to carry you, to rescue you from what your eyes haven't seen yet. You think you know how heavy life can get, but you haven't seen what's on the other side of disobedience. That's why this warning is laced with love. It's a rescue, not a rebuke. There is still time, but the window is smaller than you think. Every time you say later, the enemy celebrates, because delay gives him more room to work. The longer you hesitate, the more he builds. Doubt, distraction, distance. The enemy won't always destroy your life in one blow. Sometimes he does it slowly, quietly, through small compromises. And by the time you notice, you're far from God and don't know how you got there. Don't wait for that moment. Come back before it happens. You were never meant to live distant from God. That feeling of emptiness, the moments you stare at the ceiling wondering why nothing feels right, that's your soul telling you, I need my Creator. You were made for more than survival. You were made to walk in peace, with clarity, with strength that doesn't come from you, but from the one who designed you. God is offering you that life, but he will not force it into your hands. You have to open them first. Comment 1111 if you believe God is still reaching for you today. The more you listen, the more you'll notice something shifting inside. That's not by accident. That's the Holy Spirit. He's softening the parts of your heart that have been hard, healing wounds you forgot you had, breaking chains you didn't even know were there. That's what happens when you let him in. That's why this moment is more than emotion. It's a divine encounter. And if you say yes, it can change everything. But you have to stop running. You have to stop pretending that you're fine on your own. You've seen what your strength can do. You've seen what your way leads to. Now it's time to trust his. You don't have to know every step. You just need to take the first one. And that step is surrender. It's trust. It's saying, God, I'm tired of being my own savior. I need you to be God in my life again. Let go of the fear that says God won't want you back. That's a lie. Let go of the thought that says it's too late. That's a lie. Let go of the voice that tells you you're not good enough. That's a lie. The truth is, he never stopped loving you. He never left. And his arms are still open wide. Not just to forgive you, but to restore everything you thought was lost. You are not beyond redemption. You are not too far gone. You are not forgotten. In fact, God has been preparing things in the background for your return. Doors you thought were closed forever, he can open. Wounds you thought would never heal, he can mend. Years you thought were wasted, he can redeem. But it starts here, with this moment, with your answer. Comment 555 if you believe God can still restore what was broken. This is about more than your comfort. This is about your calling. There are things God has placed inside of you that the world hasn't seen yet. Gifts, purpose, influence. But they can't grow in the dark. They can't be released while you stay in disobedience. God is not calling you just to feel better. He's calling you to rise into who He made you to be. A warrior, a voice, a light in the dark. You don't need to earn His love. You already have it. You don't need to qualify for His presence. Jesus already made the way. You don't need to fix yourself first. You just need to come as you are. And the moment you do, He meets you there. Not with shame, with grace, with a love so deep, so pure, so overwhelming, it will undo every lie the enemy has ever told you. What if everything you've been taught about money is a lie? A hidden 9-word prayer buried in a classified FBI report is now helping thousands attract wealth without lifting a finger. Scientists say it activates a 150 million-year-old part of your brain that controls abundance. Harvard-backed, lab-tested, life-changing, but the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. Let this be the moment your story changes. Let this be the point you look back on and say, that's when everything shifted. Because it can be, if you're willing, if you're honest, if you don't push this away like every other time. God is not playing with your life. He's fighting for it. He's weeping over it. And He's giving you one final opportunity to come back before it's too late. This isn't a threat, it's a rescue. This isn't fear, it's grace. But grace doesn't last forever. One day, the warnings will stop, the door will shut, and you will wish you had said yes when you still had time. That's why this moment matters more than you know. It may look simple, just words, just a voice, but it is heaven, bending low, reaching into your life and saying, please, choose me again. There's a peace that's been missing from your heart. A silence that you've tried to fill with everything else, but only God fits in that space. He always has, and He always will. You don't need to wander anymore. You don't need to ache alone anymore. You don't need to pretend anymore. You are seen, you are known, and you are deeply, deeply loved. Take a breath. Let go. Let God in. Whisper His name. That's all it takes to start. And once you do, you'll feel it. That weight beginning to lift, that warmth in your chest, that stillness in your spirit. That's Him. That's His presence. And it's not going anywhere, not when you've come home. You've heard the warnings. You've felt the tug. You've sensed that something in your life needs to shift. You've gone through seasons of dryness, of confusion, of trying to figure things out on your own. But now, God is laying it plain before you. No more blurred lines, no more delays, no more hiding behind excuses. He is saying, return to me. I have waited long enough. What you've been feeling isn't just tiredness, it's spiritual exhaustion. Carrying the weight of life without the one who created you to walk with Him will drain you from the inside out. You weren't meant to live like this. That's why nothing you've tried has worked. That's why the peace doesn't last. The joy fades. The clarity never comes. Because the missing piece isn't a thing, it's a person. It's your Father. And even now, while tears still stream down His face, He calls you with the gentleness only He can offer. He's not yelling. He's not demanding. He's just saying, come home. And what waits for you if you say yes? Not punishment, not shame, but healing, restoration, purpose, and peace, real peace, the kind that settles your soul and reminds you who you are and whose you are.